Hey everybody, Steve Przebrowski here. Welcome to tip number 21 in the series based on my recently published book, 101 Tips to Ace Your Promotional Examination. So let's get started. As a reminder, my website, code3firetraining.com, has lots of great free information on it to help you be the best that you can be, and also provide you information to share with others as you mentor them and train and lead them. And before you say, well, I'm just a firefighter, I'm not a mentor, I'm not a leader. Well, guess what? Leadership occurs in all ranks and should occur in all ranks, just like mentorship should occur in all ranks. We all have a duty and obligation to pay it forward and train the future generation of the fire service, pass the baton. Don't hold all the cards tight. But anyway, lots of great free information on the website. Also, my latest book is available on fireengineeringbooks.com. There's a 25% off code on the bottom in the green box there, 101 tips. What's wrong with that? Can't go wrong with a little discount if you haven't purchased it already. But anyway, lots of good resources as well on fireengineeringbooks.com, not just this book, but many other great books, DVDs, videos, all that other good stuff. So let's talk about tip number 20. Now, this is 21. In the previous tip number 20, we discussed learning from the mistakes of others. Now, the hard part. It's easy to critique others and laugh at others and go, man, I'm glad I'm not him or her. Well, guess what? Let's take a look in the mirror. The ball's in your court now. So tip number 21 is simple. Learn from your own mistakes. This is the hard part. I want people to make mistakes. So learning from your own mistakes can be tough because some people are so scared to make a decision that they don't want to make it, they don't want to make a mistake or be wrong. So they don't make any decision. Well, being indecisive or kicking the can down the road, that's almost as bad as not doing anything at all. But again, I think it's okay when you're making mistakes because hopefully you're going to now have something in your, memory bank to learn from. Now, when I saw this meme, I sort of chuckled because it's so true. When the crew breaks something you've never seen broken before, I'm not mad. That's amazing. And seriously, if you've been in the fire service long enough, you can appreciate that. I remember as a battalion chief one day, the captain comes knocking on my door. Hey, chief, I hate to bother you. You got a second? And he looked a little distraught. I'm like, yeah, shit, come on in. Come on in, Cap. What's going on, buddy? Have a seat, Chief. He's got his head down. Chief, what's going on? I mean, everything okay at home? I mean, crew okay? I mean, it's like someone died or got told they got cancer or something else. And he's like, Chief, we screwed up out there on the apparatus floor. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? And again, I'm trying to be positive. I try my best to think worst case scenario or best case scenario, not worst case scenario. But it's hard not to. And you got someone, it's almost like he's leading the punchline, sort of painting the picture for a letdown. And I'm like bracing for the hit going, tell me about it, Cap. Again, open-ended questions are good. Tell me about it, Cap. Now, I try to be very approachable. I try to have a open door policy. And that's why when someone comes up to you, you got to, first of all, be thankful when actually people take advantage of that open door policy. Well, don't take advantage of it in a negative way, but when they actually do follow up on that and do come in and ask your advice or are comfortable enough, because that means they're comfortable enough to actually, I guess, communicate with you, which is a good thing. Because we all know those leaders that people go, I don't care if they have an open door policy or not. I have no desire to talk to them. Okay, I get it. But anyway, this captain's like, we screwed up out there today. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, I go, is everybody okay? That again, I care. We care about people first, tools, apparatus, equipment second. I go, what's going on, dude? And he goes, well, shit. He goes, I think we broke the hearse tool, the jaws of life. And I'm like, okay. I goes, everybody okay though? Yeah, no, everyone's fine, Chief. Okay, so tell me what happened. Well, shit, Chief, we were taking it out of the compartment of the truck. And I go, sorry. This captain was so stressed out. I was trying to throw some levity into the situation. I was trying to maybe cut the tension in the room. And I'm like, why were you taking it out of the compartment? And he looks at me like I'm a jackass. And he's like, well, Chief, aren't we supposed to take all the tools and equipment, the power tools out once a week, check the fluid levels, check the condition, and actually start them up and use them? He was getting a little defensive. And I'm like, yeah. Sorry. I go, thank you for doing your job. And I don't mean that as a trophy. I'm not giving out trophies, but I'm also trying to reinforce positive behavior. So I'm like, no, that's your good track. I go, I'm just trying to get the full picture here. He's like, no, we were taking it out of the compartment. I go, and then another open-ended question. And then what? Well, chief, and I'm making up the names here, Ron and Jeff were taking it out of the compartment, and Jeff started to lose his fingering on it. And, he just, out of natural, I guess, instinct, just let it go. And Ron, the other firefighter, again, out of natural instinct, just pretty much instead of holding it on, didn't want to hurt himself. He just let it go too. And they both let it go, and it, crashed the ground. I mean, it was probably maybe a foot and a half off the ground, not a big deal. I go, they're both okay though, right? Oh no, yeah, they're fine. They didn't want to injure their backs, and they, this is a heavy piece of equipment. No, I get it. I get it. I go, so what have you done already? He goes, well, we've already called the shop, and they're going to send a replacement tool, a power tool out here for us to use. Then they'll grab our current one, and then they're going to go check it out, make sure nothing's damaged. We're not sure if it's damaged or not, but we want the experts to check it out. I'm like, no, all good. So I go, you guys are all good to go. No one's injured. Yeah, yeah. So he's like, you're not mad? I go, why would I be mad? He goes, well, God, our last chief would have just ripped into us for making a mistake and for damaging the equipment. I'm like, you didn't do it on purpose, did you? Well, no. You were honest and you came to me right away. Well, yeah. You didn't try to cover your tracks. No. Why would I be mad? I go, you made a mistake. Shit happens. And I go, I mean, and I don't want to say it was a mistake per se, because when, the firefighter lost control of his fingers, it happens. We've all lifted those things where maybe our hands are getting tired, and you got two options. You can either try to be the tough person and then maybe injure yourself, or just know when to say when. And the two of them, apparently, the two crew members that were holding it, they knew each other well enough, they communicate well enough, and they both were able to not injure themselves. And you know what? That's what we're here for. Yeah, it's going to cost us some money. It's cost us the shop crew some time to do the maintenance, the repair. If there is any, send it out if they need to. But anyway, what I've learned over the years is, if you're a supervisor, you're a manager, you're a leader, and again, all three of those terms are usually interchangeable. Even as a company officer, you are supervisor, manager, leader, no different from a chief officer, fire chief. You know what? Have an open door policy. If you can get your personnel comfortable enough to be able to come to you when they have problems and they're not hiding things, covering things, you're doing good. And I'm not saying I'm doing good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm glad they came to me. I mean, it was a good crew. It was a good captain. They knew when to do the right thing, which was all the time. But anyway, they knew to do the right things. But anyway, you can't get mad. I mean, that's why when people nowadays, chief, you'll never believe this. Shit, try me. I mean, just when I thought I seen everything, I haven't seen everything, which is good because I'm still learning. I'm still a student of the fire service. Like every now and then there's like, wow, how the heck did that happen? Just like the meme says here. But anyway, be open-minded. And you know what? You can't get mad at this stuff. Again, people first, equipment second. Again, as long as it wasn't malicious, so long as it wasn't on purpose, which again, 99.9% of the time, it's an accident. Could people have maybe paid more attention, or maybe, I don't know, taking better care of stuff? Yeah, on occasion. But you know what? Admit mistakes, make mistakes, because again, that's how we hopefully learn. Now, if you're making the same mistakes time and time again, then you got a problem, because then people are going to say, don't you learn from your mistakes? Because really what it comes down to, if you're not making mistakes, you're not giving yourself opportunities to grow and learn. Hopefully through your mistakes, excuse me, hopefully though your mistakes are not life threatening, and most importantly, you are learning from them. I mean, granted, if your mistake kills or injures somebody or yourself, causes thousands of dollars of damage, or negative negative PR against the department or something else, yeah, you better not make the same mistake twice, but you may be held accountable for it, obviously. But the key is hopefully mistakes are just small and nobody's injured, nobody's killed. And it's just very, very minor stuff. But again, if you're not making mistakes, you're not taking the risks. You're probably not doing your job either. So make the mistakes, encourage people to do that. And you know what? That's how we all hopefully learn. And we have those lessons learned in the back of our head to be able to share with others. So as always, thank you very much for the gift of your time. Feel free to reach out on social media, or reach out if I can ever be of assistance to any of you. So until the next episode, y'all be safe, y'all take care, and we'll see you soon. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.